why do we refer to privacy laws as laws of unintended consequences? And I think most of you here will already know why, because every time you plug one particular area or reform or update it, you soon find out that something else is not quite right, either because of new technology or because of inconsistencies with other laws. And to add to that, in terms of unintended legal consequences, there is the usual litany of unintended events, which calls into question both sort of legal judgment and sound pragmatic decision-making that are all part and parcel of a privacy function that I'll spend some time explaining. Last but not least, I want to move on to the big question of why there is a privacy function. Often we certainly as legal practitioners and compliance professionals, spend a lot of time on the what and the how, the details of the laws, how they come into play, and essentially meeting the bread and butter compliance issues. But what I want to share with you this morning is really make it clear that part of an effective privacy function, certainly in my view, is the ability to deal with the why. And that is part of what turns the fragmented into the harmonised, and what turns the unintended consequences into accountability. Because if your organisation can articulate the why, you're a lot further ahead. Well, how do you do that? In the context that I operate in on a daily basis, here's a little bit of a picture of the Macquarie Group. We are fortunate enough to be headquartered in Sydney, in Australia, which from a data protection perspective is quite curious. We don't have adequacy. We have our own hybrid legislation, and we borrow a lot from the OECD principles, but as you know, we are a standalone jurisdiction. There's no harmonisation with any of our nearest neighbours, and from a European perspective, unlike our cousins in New Zealand, we don't enjoy the benefits of adequacy. So I have the privilege of sitting in our head office and essentially contributing to the operations of our business that is mostly facing outside Australia. And I don't know if it comes as a surprise to you or not, but the majority of our income, almost 70%, comes from our non-Australian businesses. And that includes a variety of businesses, from gas meters in the US to infrastructure, rail infrastructure in the USA, various investment funds, highly structured, some are quite obvious. And in Australia, we have also a variety of businesses. A lot of them are consumer businesses, including a consumer bank, no different to any of the other consumer banks that you have. So from a point of view of variety and geographical spread, it's an interesting mixture, both of businesses and jurisdictions, because you can see it covers all of the issues.